Good afternoon. Today we have Susan Parker with Daisy Chain Sanctuary based out of Colorado with us. Welcome, Susan. Great to
Thank
have
you.
you on the podcast.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
You bet. Just to kind of kick things off, can you tell us just a little bit about Daisy Chain Sanctuary and kind of the impetus and the inspiration for what you're doing out there with your great work?
Thank you. Daisy Chain Sanctuary is a sanctuary for horses, people, and the planet. We adopt retired and handicapped horses and give them a new job helping people heal, love, and grow. It started with a little horse named Daisy. She was kind of a mistake. I had not planned on breeding my horse, and 2 months before I was moving back to Colorado, I found out she was pregnant. And on a snowy December day, Daisy was born in my arms. She was the cutest little horse. And when she was 4 months old, I found out she had something called cerebellar agiotrophy, which is like cerebral palsy for horses. And they told me even then that I should put her down before anyone knew, or I should sell her before we could really prove she had it. And I couldn't do either of those things. We had just weaned her and she showed a little tremor in her face. She was the most adorable little horse. And I had anxiety attacks trying to decide if I was going to put her down or keep her. And finally, when I decided to keep her, the anxiety attacks went away. And now I have a very expensive pet. But I had worked with her from the day she was born until through those 4 months. Like she was the best little 4-month-old horse you could imagine. I was ponying her when we went riding. And so anyway, I did try to find rescues and sanctuaries that might take her throughout the next year, but they said she was useless. They said they would have a hard time rehoming her and they couldn't take her. And that was in 2008. There was kind of a recession back then. But that's when it came to mind to me that there needs to be more sanctuaries. And then you fast forward 10 years because life happened and I boarded them here and there and moved Daisy and Bobby around. And then when we moved onto this property that I could have the horses on, there was a little garden. I thought I'd start doing some programs with people. I love sharing my horses with people. And Daisy's the most special little horse. She's not rideable. She'll never be rideable. She's clumsy. She has this intention tremor. If she focuses on something, her head starts to shake like this. But she's one of my best teachers because she teaches compassion. And she will walk up to you and put her head on your shoulder and give you a hug. She's the best little horse. Yes. So it starts with Daisy. We now have 6 horses. You know, horses' careers end sometimes when they're only 10. Racehorses' careers end when they're 5 or 6. Horses live to be 25 or 30 years old. So if we can find them a new job, helping people heal, love, and grow the way we do, that's what we do. And so we started in 2017. We got our 501c3. Things kind of went slow, and we had our first camp in 2019. We were all gung-ho to really do some camps in 2020, and we all know what happened then. So it's kind of been a slow go since then, and we've moved around a bit here in Colorado, but now we're in Boulder and we have a great support system and we're hoping to really expand.
That's beautiful. Out of a major challenge came a wonderful blessing, huh?
Yes.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So, how has that overall shaped the mission and the vision for your sanctuary and the work that you do today?
Well, having a horse that's handicapped started out being kind of a burden. And now I don't see her as a burden at all. It was only a burden for that month or two when I was worried about whether I should keep her or let her go, but it hasn't been a burden. She's been such a help, and she helps people every day. I have volunteers that go out every day just to see Daisy. They love her. She's the favorite of all the kids when they come. Um, yeah, I guess I don't know if I answered the question correctly or well
Oh,
enough, but
absolutely.
yeah.
And Susan, what personal experiences have you had at Daisy Chain Sanctuary that continues to help you to dedicate your life to animal welfare and to the healing of the people that come to Daisy Chain Sanctuary?
Well, originally it was getting people to understand my dream with the horses. A lot of my family and friends I still think I'm delusional that I want to do this sanctuary for horses. But I don't feel delusional. I know what happens when you spend time with a horse, and I know it can heal anyone. You can be 6 years old, or you can be 75 years old and come and spend time with my horses, and I guarantee in 30 minutes you will leave happier than when you got there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
How do you feel your work has impacted the folks that have experienced Daisy Chain Sanctuary?
I have so many testimonials. People are so happy. A lot of them want to come back, but life happens and they don't get to come back. I have volunteers that have been volunteering for me who keep coming back for 2, 3 years, which is kind of rare in this. It's rare to find good volunteers like that. Usually they
Beautiful.
come and go. And I had a 6-year-old, or no, she was 5 years old, and I just started this horse connection pass, which is 30 minutes with me and a horse. And she came in with her mom, and she was so shy she wouldn't even look at me. She was clinging to her mom, and I had little Pickles, the mini horse, in the little round pen waiting for her. And by the end of the 30 minutes, she was talking to Pickles and talking to me and leading her around, and it was
Oh,
like a different child. And the mom posted something on Facebook, and a lot of the mom's friends were like, that doesn't even look like your daughter. Wow, she's just so, and that was just in one session. By the sixth session, she was like, she'd come running up and say hi to me and couldn't wait to play with Pickles. And I think the last session, we actually let her lead a bigger horse too. So anyway, yeah,
beautiful.
that was one. And then there's an older woman. She's about my age. She was kind of going through some things, and she came and she just loved it. And she was getting picked on by her friends. You're doing what? You're just grooming and leading a horse around? And she was like, this is one of the best things I've ever done for myself. So it's a
Wonderful
great
therapy.
experience. Yeah. Yeah.
And so, what types of programs have you developed for the participants?
So we have had camps in the past where we
Mhm.
have kids come out and they spend half the day with the horses in the morning. And then we do a lunch and either a meditation or a game of some sort with a group of kids. And then in the
Mhm.
afternoon, we talk about nature. We do nature hikes. We've done honeybee hotels. We've made honeybee hotels and talked about bees and why they are great for our planet and our food. And, we also have this new program I have called the Horse Connection Pass, which is 30 minutes with me and a horse. You come out and you groom a horse, and I teach you how to lead him around. And I guarantee you'll leave happier than when you got there. I take our mini horse Pickles to nursing homes and assisted living centers. She loves to go and see all the old people. She'll walk right into the room and stick her head right in their bed. She's not afraid of wheelchairs. She goes on elevators with me. She is the best little mini horse. Yep. Yep. And then I do team building groups, and
Mhm.
we do field trips with other nonprofits. There's one called Imagine that is developmentally disabled adults that have brought their kids out. We work with another group, the Family Learning Center, which is low income families in Boulder that send their kids out on field trips. I'm actually
Mhm.
working on that here later today, talking with someone about that. And we've worked with several other nonprofits doing similar things all over the. So this summer we want to do one camp a week with
Mhm.
up to 10 kids. And, I have the field trips coming. So those are mostly our programs.
Outstanding. Wonderful.
Yep.
What have been some of the biggest challenges you faced in marketing the sanctuary?
Yeah. Well, one of the biggest challenges is we don't do any riding at Daisy Chain. A lot of
Mhm.
people think you have to ride a horse to get therapy or to do what you need to do with a horse. And I believe you get more healing from a horse by grooming them and leading them around than
Mhm.
and trying to get them to go over an obstacle with you than you do riding them. So most of my horses were ridden their whole life and can't be ridden now, or they have a handicap, they hurt their leg, or they have a weight limit. And like I said, I still believe that you get more from just grooming and leading a horse around. And if you think back, farmers would lead their horses to do the farming, the big horses that did all the hard work. So,
Mhm.
and let's see, we definitely have had limited funding for the first few years. I did most of the funding and
Mhm.
most of the fundraising. I supported Daisy Chain as much as I was allowed to as founder for the first few years. Luckily, for the last few years, Daisy Chain has been able to at least hold its own. I also, I've had up to 9 people on my board. Right now, I'm down to 3. have
Mhm.
4 volunteers, but I have to do all of the marketing myself.
Mm.
Trying to find someone to, and I've had people come through that have done some marketing and social media for me as volunteers, but they don't stick around very long. It's just not my wheelhouse. So,
Right.
I'm just trying to wear a lot of hats. So I could definitely use help with those things. Yeah.
So, how do you manage the operations and maintain the funding? I know you've talked about marketing, but are there other ways that you've maintained funding and operations running on a
So
shoestring?
we are very fortunate that the woman where I keep the horses now here in Boulder allows us to keep them on her property in trade for caring for her goats. And
Oh,
so that's some of the great support that we get. I don't have to pay board, but that does mean that I have to do all the work, which in the past I was paying board. I was working another job, driving for Uber and Lyft, and also running Daisy Chain and paying someone else to care for them. So I had the time to pay my bills. And now my bills are kind of falling to the side a little bit more than I'd like because I'm spending more time on Daisy Chain, but I also have this nice crew of volunteers. So I think it's going to start balancing out here pretty soon. And then we do events on the property. We have our farm party in May, and we have our barnyard bash in August. And then
yeah.
we collaborate with a restaurant called Boulder Social Club that does. We bring pickles and they do a harvest fest. And kids come out and say hi to pickles, and they donate part of their proceeds for that day to Daisy Chain. So that's kind of how we get some of the funding. We also do little mini fundraisers throughout the year. We've had some luck with Giving Tuesday and Colorado Gives Day. But what we would really like is to partner with a corporate company or something that might want to sponsor us or find a really big funder to fund some of the bigger programs that I'd like to do, some of the pilot programs that I have ideas for.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
good. I'm sure there's been some other unexpected challenges that has shaped your approach. Do you have any stories of your personal unexpected challenges or challenges
I
with the
have
horses?
lots of them.
I'll
I mean,
bet.
because there's life happens, right? And I
Mhm.
have been working my little tail off for many years trying to keep Daisy Chain afloat and keep myself afloat. But I just believe in it so much. And, I have had breakups that kind of knocked me on my tail. I've had, all sorts of little issues that come along. I've had financial issues, I've had health issues.
Mm.
Um, that just kind of they're just little things that get in the way. But I still feel
Life.
like we have a snowball that keeps it started small and it just keeps going. And it's been 8 years. So, right? 9 years almost. Yeah.
Okay. So the next question, what are your long-term goals?
Yeah. So my original vision was to have a sanctuary in the mountains, a couple hundred acres, where we could grow our own hay, have a garden, and people could come up and spend time with me. We'd do camps and retreats and adopt some horses, and it would just be this great retreat center that I've always really wanted. Um, but now, after driving for Uber and Lyft all that time, um, just as a side note, my first board was about 5 of those 9 people were people that were in my Uber or Lyft at some point that wanted to be on my board. Yes.
That's beautiful.
So, right. But I
Great
talked to so
recruitment
many
tool.
people. I mean, I probably talked to close to 40,000 people in the last, I was a driver for 11 years. And there are so many people that would love to have time to have with a horse or love
Mhm.
to have a dog or a cat. And they
Mhm.
won't because they don't have the time for it. They don't think they care for it well enough, all of that. So I believe having an urban sanctuary where you can pay a membership and come and spend time with a horse once a month, once a week, depending on your membership, would be great. And I
Mhm.
think people would do it. It would be more of a membership based sanctuary where you are healing your mental and emotional health rather than your physical health, like you pay a gym membership. And in the future, on top of that, I'd like to add a doggery and a cattery where you could come and take a dog for a walk, or you could sit in the cat You can sit in the cat room and be a crazy cat lady for a couple hours. Um, I'd like to have a garden where if you want to help in the garden, a community center based around animals and doing things other than, people like to have a third place. The third place has always been a bar or the
Mhm.
gym. And I mean, I don't like going to the gym myself, and I don't go to the bars anymore. So finding another uh, healthy way to spend your time not sitting in front of a screen, I think is what we need all over the world. And horses have been a part of humanity for thousands of years.
Absolutely.
Thousands of years. They've helped humans through every trial and tribulation we've ever been through.
Yes.
War, food, travel,
Hmm.
all of the things that we needed help with. And right now, the whole world is in a mental health crisis, if you ask me.
Oh, yes.
And, I mean, so I think they can help, horses can help us with our mental health crisis. More people come and spend a
Absolutely.
little time with a
Absolutely.
horse. It doesn't need to be an elitist thing. Horses eat grass and poop dirt. It's that simple.
Pretty simple stuff, right?
Yeah.
Getting back to nature.
Yeah.
So you're located in Boulder,
Yep.
and what areas around you do you serve? And how can the community get involved, and like what radius around Boulder could they get involved with you?
So we are in Gun Barrel, which is a little bit north and east of Boulder. It's part
Hmm.
of Boulder. So we're in
Hmm.
Boulder County, and we pull in people from Boulder, Lafayette, Louisville, which is all Boulder County. I've had people come from Denver to do some things. It's a little bit longer of a drive to come from Denver. Um, but I'm willing and welcome. I welcome everyone.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I guess that's it. There's Longmont, you go further north.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if you were to give advice to someone that's looking to start a similar initiative or even start an initiative near you, would that be a compliment to your operation? And maybe what advice would you give them?
Yes, so I believe that we all need to work together. There's many rescues around us that rescue horses, and I don't want to be the rescuer. I want to be the one that is a sanctuary where they come and live with me forever until they pass away, and I give them the job that they want. Some of them might be rideable, and we will do lessons, but mostly I just like to do the groundwork based stuff. And so, I would be happy to help someone that wanted to start something, collaborate with them, show them the ropes for sure. And I think that we need more collaboration because there's a lot of horses that need homes. Most of the rescues have a wait list of horses trying to get into their rescue because there's so many horses that need homes right now.
There's a big need out there.
Yeah.
So, Susan, how can listeners reach out for more information or support? Your website,
Yeah,
any other
there's
resources?
excuse me, there's our website. We are on Volunteer Match if you're going through, that's one of the things. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You look up Daisy Chain Sanctuary, you can find us.
Okay.
Our That's our doing business as name. Our original name is Daisy Chain Limited. Look us up.
Hmm.
You can find us on what is it, Candid, which is it's like the Better Business Bureau of
Hmm.
nonprofits. We're on there too. So um, but mostly, if you go to our website, you just look up Daisy Chain Sanctuary, and you can find how to volunteer. You can find all the programs we do. You can reach out to me. Um, I guess that would probably be the easiest.
Very good. And lastly, is there anything else you'd like to share about your journey or the sanctuary?
Um, you know, it's been a long road for sure, but
Mhm.
it's been enjoyable most of the way. And anytime I have a bad day, going out and spending time with my horses always makes it better. So,
Okay.
um, yeah, that's pretty much
You're
all
doing
I.
some wonderful work over there, Susan. It's
Thank
greatly
you.
needed in our society today.
Thank
So
you.
we greatly appreciate you having you with us today. And you can find her by just Googling Susan Parker, Daisy Chain Sanctuary, located in Boulder, Colorado.
Yep.
And that is a beautiful story. We appreciate your work and look forward to speaking with you again.
Thank you.